Raider Nation, listen up and listen close. A storm is gathering over Allegiant Stadium, a shadow that threatens to swallow the very soul of our defense before the season even begins. We were promised a dynasty of devastation, a defensive front that would haunt the nightmares of every quarterback in the league. We invested a fortune, a staggering $110 million, to acquire a monster, a game wrecker who was meant to be the final piece of the puzzle. But now, silence. Whispers have turned into worried murmurs, and those murmurs are becoming a roar of anxiety that we can all feel in our bones. Our prized titan, the man destined to line up next to our captain and unleash hell, is a ghost. He's been missing from workouts, his status shrouded in a fog of corporate speak and tight-lipped press conferences. The hope that burned so brightly just 1 year ago is flickering, threatening to be extinguished by a nightmare scenario that no one dared to imagine. Is our season already on the brink? Is the dream duo we all envisioned dead on arrival? The front office is facing an impossible decision, a choice that could define the next decade for the silver and black. They are staring into the abyss, and we're all staring with them, holding our collective breath. The fear is real, nation, but in the darkest of moments, sometimes a new light appears from where you least expect it. While all eyes have been fixed on this looming disaster, a silent move was made in the shadows, a move that could change everything. You need to know what's happening behind closed doors, like this post and comment with your biggest fear right now, because the truth about our star defensive tackle is even more complicated than you think, and the clock is ticking. The man at the center of this storm, the player whose fate hangs precariously in the balance, is none other than our $110 million defensive tackle, Christian Wilkins. The dream of him and Max Crosby creating a two-headed monster feels like a lifetime ago. The brutal reality is that Wilkins is locked in a desperate battle with his own body. The injury that cut his first season with us short, a Jones fracture in his foot, was supposed to be a roadblock, not a dead end. But the path to recovery has been treacherous. After surgery, after a period of hope, he was thrust back into a walking boot around February, a gut-wrenching setback that sent shockwaves of concern through the organization. Head coach Pete Carroll himself admitted it's been a long, challenging process, and since then, the information has dried to a trickle, leaving Raider Nation in an agony of suspense. But now, we have a glimpse behind the curtain, thanks to renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. Deepak Chona. Speaking on a podcast, he laid out the terrifying tightrope Wilkins is walking. The best-case scenario? The bone screw has done its job, the fracture is healing completely, and after ramping up through training camp, the Wilkins we paid for returns at 100%, with low risk of re-injury, just like Derrick Henry years ago. But the worst-case scenario? It's the one that keeps us up at night. Dr. Chona raised the alarm, noting the return to the boot is a major concern. He suspects the bone may not have fully healed. He explained that there's a 20% rate of players having issues with this specific injury healing properly, even with successful surgery. The ultimate nightmare is the bone simply not healing, which could require a second revision surgery, a procedure that would almost certainly torpedo his entire 2025 season. While Dr. Chona believes that kind of surgery would have likely happened already, the mere possibility is chilling. The fact that he is now off the boot suggests a positive trend, but the question lingers, casting a colossal shadow over our team. Is our defensive centerpiece truly healing, or is the franchise being forced to put on a brave face while staring at a $110 million catastrophe? The medical drama is far from over, and it has forced the front office into a corner they never wanted to be in. The medical uncertainty swirling around Christian Wilkins has escalated into a full-blown strategic crisis for the new regime. This isn't just about one player's health anymore, it's about the entire direction of our franchise. What was celebrated as a masterstroke signing by the previous front office has become the first critical, franchise-altering test for head coach Pete Carroll and GM John SPYTEK. They are facing a decision that feels utterly impossible. How long can you wait for a 30-year-old superstar to heal when the AFC West waits for no one? The financial ramifications are staggering. If they were to make the unthinkable decision and cut Wilkins, the team would be slapped with an $18 million dead cap hit this year and another $29.8 million in 2026. It would be a financial grenade detonating on our salary cap. Trading him seems like an even more difficult path. What team would give up significant assets for an aging, injured star who likely can't even pass a physical right now? At best, we might get a mid-round pick in return for a player who was supposed to be a cornerstone of our defense for years to come. The dream is fading, nation. The vision of Wilkins and Crosby collapsing pockets together, the very foundation of our defensive hopes, may never come to pass. The front office isn't blind. They saw this coming. The drafting of 2 defensive tackles, Tonka Hemingway and J.J. Peggs, was a clear signal that the team was bracing for the worst-case scenario. It was an insurance policy that we pray we never have to cash in. The new leadership seems to have faith in veteran Adam Butler, but it's not the same. Every day that Wilkins remains sidelined, the pressure mounts. Do they wait, praying for a medical miracle? Or do they make a ruthless business decision to stop the bleeding and move on, admitting a catastrophic failure? The soul of our defense is on the line, but while we've all been agonizing over this defensive line disaster, a power move was just executed to fortify another critical area of the field. While the entire Raider Nation has been rightfully consumed by the Christian Wilkins saga, holding its breath with every sliver of news, the front office just delivered a shocking and powerful counterpunch. In a move that screams urgency and intelligence, the Raiders have signed free agent linebacker Jermaine Pratt. This is not just a depth signing, nation. This is a statement. This is a thunderclap of hope in the middle of a storm of uncertainty. Just one day after being released by the Bengals, Pratt agreed to a 1-year, $4.78 million deal, instantly making him the highest-paid linebacker on our roster. Let that sink in. While one part of our defense is shrouded in doubt, the front office has aggressively injected its heart with steel. Pratt is an absolute tackling machine. His production has increased every single year he's been in the league, culminating in a monstrous 143 tackle season in 2024. More importantly, he's a winner. He was a key cog in the Cincinnati defense that went to a Super Bowl and an AFC championship game, racking up 49 tackles in 7 high-stakes playoff games. He brings not just talent, but a veteran presence and a champion's mentality to a linebacker room that desperately needed it. His arrival immediately ignites a fire of competition. The presumed starters, Elandon Roberts and Devin White, are now on notice. Pratt, a true middle linebacker, will challenge them from day one, forcing everyone to elevate their game. This move is a masterclass in proactive management. It provides immediate, high-level talent and leadership, creating a pillar of stability while the Wilkins situation remains volatile. It's a sign that Pete Carroll and his staff will not let this team be defined by a single injury, no matter how significant. Like, comment, and subscribe for more breaking news. This signing sends a clear message. The Las Vegas Raiders will not sit back and wait for disaster. They will attack their weaknesses. It's a jolt of pure adrenaline for a fan base that needed it badly. But the ultimate question remains for us, the Raider Nation. Can the ferocity of a rebuilt linebacker core, led by a new general, be enough to carry this defense if the worst of our fears about the defensive line comes true?